Eddie, you say you have a surprise for us. Now's the time.
I have a special report is what I've got. I want to let everybody know one of the biggest things that's ever happened to UWF is taking place right now. We have a new acquisition to Hot Stuff and Hyatt International. That's right. Missy, Hyatt, and myself and Sting and Steiner sat down, and we decided to bring along a new man, a man with a great new attitude, and I want to bring him out here right now. Everybody's just going to love him. I love his attitude. Look at him, our party man, Iceman King Parsons. Welcome.
What it is.
Welcome.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Well, Eddie Gilbert, I do have a question for you. You have the acquisition of Iceman King Parsons, but you also acquired something else, and it's something that the Freebirds I know want back. It's a jar. Would you like to tell us exactly what that jar is and what you plan to do with it? I know the Freebirds want it back.
Well, the Freebirds can won't and won't and won't and won't and won't. But see, we got the jar. We're not going to tell anybody what's in the jar, but Iceman, I think maybe you know what's in the jar and what can happen with the stuff that's in the jar, right?
Yeah, I went a long way back with them low-life Freebirds. Yeah, they told me about the cream, the magic powder. Ooh, Lord, it's going to get nasty, y'all. It's going to get nasty.
See, Bruce, I know a lot of people wondering why. Why is Iceman? Why is his new attitude the way he is? Why is he with Hot Stuff and Hyatt? Well, it's because those no good people, no good friends that call themselves the Iceman, like Chris Adams, like Savannah Jack, the way they turned on him, stabbed him in the back. Well, that's just fine. He's with a group now that he can trust, that can be his friends till the very end. And Michael Hayes, you can want that cream all you want to, but when you snooze, you lose, and finders keepers and losers weepers.
Well, Michael, there you hear it. Iceman King Parsons, now a associate of Missy Hyatt and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And I'm wondering how's Missy and Iceman going to get along with some of the things she has said in the past.
Well, I don't know, but I want to know where's my cream. That's a walking time bomb.
I understand that.
That's a walking time bomb. That's mine, okay?
It's a very serious weapon.
Yes, it's a very serious weapon. And it was meant for somebody else. It wasn't meant for them. It's not their property.
Well, I'll agree with you with that. It's not their property, but they do have possession of it. That's 9/10 of the law, as they say.
Something else crosses my mind. I wonder how Rick Steiner is going to feel about Iceman joining up with Hyatt and Hot Stuff.
Another very interesting question that we'll have to address. In any event, the Iceman fully entrenched with Hyatt and Hot Stuff International at this point in time. Knowing the Iceman, who knows his tenure. Right now, we are ready to go to the ring, and let's go up to Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Dallas, Texas, at 230 pounds, Kenny Johnson.
Kenny Johnson will be taking on Iceman King Parsons. And I'm just wondering, as we await the arrival of the Iceman, if Hyatt and Hot Stuff will be escorting him to the ring.
Well, as I can see they are, I'm interested. I want to see how the fans' reaction is.
I find it a very, very unusual union here with Michael Hayes talking to Eddie Gilbert, wanting his cream back, and there is the family. I asked Missy Hyatt one time about this, and she said, well, we didn't have any positions open on our staff for the Iceman. And I said, I don't think that's what he's got on his mind. He's not a driver.
No, I don't think so. He'll drive you home with that left hook.
And new ring attire to boot. Maybe Missy bought that for him.
You know, what crosses my mind is, do they think they can trust him?
That's a very good question. Let's go to Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ladies and gentlemen, what a great day in the history of professional wrestling. Introducing now to you the newest member of Hot Stuff and Hyatt International, the great one from St. Louis, Missouri, at 235 pounds, our party man, Iceman King Parsons. Have mercy. Woo!
Well, there's the reaction by
This
the
match,
fans.
1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
And I don't think he's used to having that kind of reaction from fans.
I don't think he cares anymore, Michael.
Well,
I really don't.
I'll tell you the truth, that's how I look at it. Some places we go, people love us. Some places people hate us. I use the crowd motivation. It doesn't motivate me one way or the other. You've got to have it inside, and we'll see if he does.
UWF will be in some tremendous cities like Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, I can't
Omni.
wait. I had a good time there, me and Buddy and Sunshine, with good friends Joe Pedicino and Bonnie Blackstone. Atlanta loves the Birds, and the Birds love Atlanta. And I always feel at home in the Omni.
Iceman King
Whoa,
Parsons
there's
with
that chop.
Oh,
You see, he started dancing. Johnson was watching his feet. He got a chop.
Parsons, who I have mentioned, and there's Missy and Eddie.
Wait.
Wonder what they're looking at, Michael? Have any
They got that
ideas?
cream in there.
I don't know. I bet they don't let it out of their sight. They shouldn't. Like you said, you so aptly described it as a time bomb.
Well, Iceman there had Johnson pinned, picked him up. Wants to inflict more punishment, obviously. Sending a message to Chris Adams and, I suppose, Savannah Jack.
Iceman King Parsons looking forward to going back to St. Louis, so we get our details worked out there. We will be there soon.
Oh, good move.
Face first suplex. Face first. The knee to the back.
He's just punishing him. He's just punishing him.
Now look at that cover.
How cocky.
Iceman King Parsons. In the family. I guess he's been adopted by Hyatt Hotstuff International. That's going to be some interesting developments in the next few weeks. And Missy's approving now of the newest member of their corporation. Mike.
Ring Battle Raw, $39,000, people. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show the world that I'm the best. I'll get to beat up everybody for $39,000. There's only one man here that's gonna win that money, and you looking at him. Woo!
This Friday night, Mark.
Pensacola, Florida, at 231 pounds, Mike Boyette. And introducing their current UWF television champion from Savannah, Georgia, at 250 pounds, Savannah Jack.
Well, I hope Savannah Jack's ready.
This match, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit.
Last week we seen Boyette and Eddie Gilbert almost upset the current champions, Chris Adams and Terry Taylor. And if he was to beat Savannah Jack right here, that put him in the #1 slot against the one-man gang. What an upset it would be. Boyette's an experienced veteran. He's off the wall, but he knows how to get the job done. Collar and elbow, clean break. Nope. See, tricked him.
Definitely off the wall.
Good move.
Definitely off the wall. UWF on its way to the Met Center in Minneapolis, the Mecca in Milwaukee, Cobo Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Also, hopefully, the Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis.
I see the Iceman.
Speaking of St. Louis, there goes the Iceman
How apropos.
to the ring.
And what's it? He's got a bag of cookies.
That's what he
with
had
him.
here last week. That was real disgusting in my bringing Oreo cookies out there. I thought it was very, very degrading. Now look at the Iceman out there. Savannah Jack has just seen Iceman Parsons and his bag of Oreo cookies. And we're not sponsored by Nabisco, so this is the Iceman situation.
I guess so. Savannah Jack, good clothesline to Boyette.
Mike,
See, the distraction could give Boyette the chance to come from behind and take advantage of the situation.
it also may elevate the Savannah Jack to a higher plane as well.
True.
Well, he's nailing Boyette with
He
those
sure
right
is.
hands.
And the referee's doing nothing about it either. Good legal knee to the midsection. Boyette trying to fire back. Forearms across the back. Good arm drag by Boyette.
Boyette's a veteran. Right hand buried to the midsection. Now Boyette's trying to take over on Savannah Jack as the referees once again are having to restrain the Iceman.
Good leapfrog.
Oh, good grief, what a super kick. Boyette was almost beheaded with that super kick.
See how quick the pace and things can change.
I also saw how quick that Iceman left the ring area with his Oreo cookies, and we'll be back. The UWF Tag Team Championship will be on the line. It's the Angel of Death and Buddy Jack Roberts against
gonna win.
Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams when we come back.
doesn't like me. But I gotta give the man credit, the biggest night in Houston wrestling. March the 20th, 2-ring battle royal. And of course, Devastation Incorporated will be well represented with a one-man gang and Wild Bill Irwin. 39,000 big ones. You people in Houston are starving right now. 39,000, and it's gonna be with a general all the way.
This match for the Universal Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers from the Freebird family. From Anaheim, California at 322 pounds, the Angel of Death. And from Bad Street, USA at 230 pounds, Freebird Buddy Jack Roberts. Also in their corner, Sunshine.
The Angel of Death and Buddy Jack Roberts as Sunshine assists. And the crowd in anticipation of Terry Taylor and Gentleman Chris Adams' arrival. The Big Angel looks like he's primed, Michael, and ready to go at 322. He'll also be back in Southern California on March 27th.
Yes, he will. UWF people have wrote for months and months. They want to see it on tour. It's going to hit the whole country.
The month of April and May, you'll expect a lot of big announcements nationwide. The Universal Wrestling Federation, you'll be able to see it first time, the most intense pro wrestling action in the world today. And that's not a brag, that's fact. And we prove it every night.
Just like Dizzy Dean said, if you can do it, it ain't bragging.
Terry Taylor and Gentleman Chris Adams, very popular champion.
And now, the current UWF Tag Team Champions from Vero Beach, Florida at 234 pounds, Terry Taylor. And from England at 233 pounds, gentleman Chris Adams. Once again, this match for the UWF Tag Team Championship, 1 fall or television time remaining.
Chris Adams from Stratford on Avon, England.
Yeah, that's what he ought to do, is go door-to-door selling Avon.
Well, right now he's going door-to-door as the UWF Tag Team Champion.
See, that's something I never really quite understand. My friends in Security Kennels in Little Rock, they asked me, how did these two guys end up with the belts when they weren't even a paired team when the thing started?
Well, your friends asked a very legitimate question, and hopefully if they followed the tournament, they saw how the state of affairs changed several times during that tournament. And it is a good question. Someone said, who won the tournament? Terry Taylor and Chris Adams. They said, well, they weren't even entered. That's exactly right. It's a very good point. But I think as the thing transpired, it was a fair thing to do. And it could have been the Iceman with the championship if he could have defeated Hot Stuff and, Sting and Steiner, but he lost a coin toss.
Well, the situation will be rectified right here when my brother and the Angel of Death take the belts.
Also, Buddy Roberts and Michael Hayes deeply involved in the penalty box matches. There's the championship belts they're competing for. You know, Mike, I had a good look at that cage. Of course, up here when you put me in a very embarrassing situation when Sunshine threw Dark Journey in the cage, but be that as it may, that's water under the bridge. There's not much room in that cage. If 2 people got in there at once, especially 2 women, well, they would be face-to-face, wouldn't they?
Hey, I tell you what.
Nowhere to hide.
Sunshine gets a hold of her, she's going to get the beating of her life.
Chris Adams and Buddy Roberts are certainly no strangers to each other.
No, but you see they're scoping each other out. I mean, this is a match that could headline any major arena in the world today, and it's right here on television. Now, did you see that? That was the illegal move. That's your term for popular champions. Buddy's got a pin, and Taylor rolls him over. Now, come on, that's twice.
Hope you don't lose your composure here now. We haven't seen you in a few weeks. I hope you can just...
Yeah, but see, we were just talking about the distractions, interference. It's 3rd time in a row. 3rd time in a row.
The Angel of Death is pleading your case for you, Mike.
Look, no tag. No tag.
That's
Am I right?
You're
no
right.
tag.
There was no tag.
Yeah, that's just how they got the belts. They were giving it to them.
There just absolutely was no tag. Now, they defeated a very tough team in Sting and Steiner in a very closely fought matchup in Fort Worth, Texas to win the titles, but the referee is maybe being swayed a little bit by this partisan crowd here. As Taylor punishes Buddy Roberts with a headlock. Now, there was a tag.
Well, it's about time they did something legal.
Suplex falling away with Buddy Roberts is gentleman Chris Adams.
Come on, Bud, get up, baby. Come on, if he's stupid enough to give you time to recover, beat him up. See, he should have tried to cover Buddy there.
Time permitting in the hour, we'll have Another look at the
Now see, there it was.
rookie
Come
Steve
on,
Cox.
Fergie.
Well, the referee, I'm going to agree with you, Michael, was a little bit out of position there. He's quizzing Terry Taylor about that situation.
Hey, look, I know it's not an easy job, especially with the tag situation. You got 4 people to watch. But, I mean, that's 3-4 times Buddy's had him pinned, and Taylor keeps pushing him back over. But if I did it, if I did it, let's suspend Michael. Let's get rid of PS. Very double standardish. Good solid tackle off the ropes. Good, well-placed knee by Buddy Jack. There's the veteran in him.
And he
there
makes
you go,
the
tag the fresh man.
Very timely in the tag. Here comes the Angel of Death, and Chris Adams right to the side headlock, and there's a tag to Terry Taylor. 322 pounds. The Angel of Death, 6'7". 3-sport star in college. He's a great athlete.
Yes, he is a great athlete. He's a great wrestler.
I saw him with some drop kicks that are devastating for a man his size. Dropping down.
Good leapfrog. That's what a surprising move. Good drop kick by Taylor. Back to the headlock's a smart move.
Taking the big man off his feet and down on the mat. And look, he's not 6'7" any longer.
Come on, guys. Don't play into their hands. Use your game plan. There you go. Take him in the corner. Hit him. Add up, baby. Use all 322. Atta boy.
Clubbing away. He's a big man, and he is effective with those big hands.
Whoa. Good turnbuckle. Ow.
Another tag. Taylor and Adams tagging in very crisply, very timely. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a commercial break in just a few moments. As a matter of fact, let's take this opportunity to go back to the local station, and this word will be right back.
Come on, Angel.
Royal, many men in the ring, but also you can get hurt. Paul Bosch, I'm going to take this trophy in memory of you to my home. I'll see you here in Houston.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams double teaming the Angel of Death.
Yeah, things haven't changed much since we left. They're still cheating.
Well, I will say this, they're not following the rules right down to the letter, but maybe, as you said, fighting fire with fire is the modus operandi.
Well, then maybe we'll just give them a taste of their own medicine.
Well, you guys are very proficient with stretching the rules, but that's, you know, there's a 4 count, the referee's got to see it. There's a lot of criteria there, and Buddy Jack is articulating in his own unique way with referee Carl Fergie.
Come on, buddy.
Buddy Roberts.
Come on, baby. Bring them belts home.
These two guys have had a great rivalry for a long time, Roberts and Taylor.
They sure have. It ain't about to end right now, either.
Buddy has questioned Taylor's masculinity.
I do, too. I do,
occasion.
too.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. I really do. I mean, of course, everybody can't look like PS, but...
Sunshine somewhat concerned.
Well, of course, all the rule breaking that's going on. And none on our part, I might add.
Side headlock. Terry Taylor has it expertly applied.
They've been staying with the side headlock most of this match.
Can't wait to get some of the new areas.
I can't wait for them to win and get the belt.
The Met Center in Minneapolis. What a beautiful facility.
Whoa, good boot.
Right to the face of Terry Taylor. The young ladies in the audience certainly don't like that.
Very good move there. Very good. They did tag. They did tag. Buddy shot him off, dropped down. The Angel caught him with that size 15. And now he's drone it home. He's smelling victory. Come on, boys. Kick it in gear. Bring it home to Daddy. Good move.
That's power. That's power wrestling, and that's high impact. I mean, at its best.
That's
there.
UWF wrestling. Power. Come on, Angel. Cover him now. You've got him. Don't give him time to recover. Stay on him. See, he's staying to the small of the back. He knows he's got that back hurt.
And at 6'7", he gets a long way up there. When he comes down, he's got some velocity.
There it is. Now tag Buddy in. Come on. They're getting it rolling their way.
And they're keeping Taylor in their side of the ring. Expert. I'll tell you, you guys have got it. You got it down. I'll give it to you, Michael. The tag team wrestling, you all are as good as anybody I've seen, especially in those 6-man tag team combinations.
Well, we are the best, and right now we're going to prove we're the best in the Australian 4-man. Taylor driving his shoulder into Buddy. Went for a turnbuckle. Buddy reversed it. Whoa! What power! People they look at Buddy's size because he's not quite as big as me or Bam Bam or the Angel and think he don't have power. They're crazy. Because he hurled him into that.
Head first. Now Buddy coming off those second ropes. Taylor with all that velocity. And Taylor is in some deep trouble here. And remember, if you just joined us, the Universal Tag Team Championships on the line right here on television.
Beautiful. Covered. Hook the leg. That's it. This could be it. Come on, Fergie. Count quicker.
Taylor mustering.
He's in pain.
He's mustered everything he had to kick out.
Come on, don't let him tag.
He's dragging himself to the corner.
Come on, Angel, get him. Atta baby. Keep him on our half of the field.
Taylor was literally dragging himself to the corner to make the tag to Chris Adams.
Now, Angel, there you go. Boston Crab working that back. That is tag team personified, baby. Look at Adams. Now, if you come off top rope, that's a DQ. I think he wants to get disqualified. He sees they're going to lose.
Taylor has got the bottom rope, and that will cause a break. But the Angel right back on him. He's showing him he is gaining some great experience being with the Freebird family.
Well, shouldn't he?
And now Taylor's fighting back. Taylor's showing that great fighting heart, all the punishment he's been subjected to now.
Reverse backbreaker.
This could be it right here.
Let's listen, Cole. I think he said, yeah. He said he wanted to give up. Ring the bell, Fergie. I heard it. Hey! That's illegal. Man! This is ridiculous.
Well, that's certainly one way to break a hole. Sunshine up on the apron. She's back down. The Angel has made the tag.
Come on, buddy. Get him. Get him, buddy.
Buddy was a step slow on that one, and Adams has made the tag.
He used the point of the boot. He's using a fist. Nothing but illegal moves. There you go, Angel. You guys want to play dirty? We'll show you how.
The Angels, what's he doing in there? What's Taylor doing in there? All 4 men in the ring. The referee's just about to lose control of this situation, and the tag titles are on the line here.
Well, we took all we could take. Come on, guys. Go ahead, beat them both at the same time.
Adams with right hands, and Buddy Roberts may not be on Bad Street after this one.
Whoa!
The Angel ran into Chris Adams.
And Buddy clotheslined the other one. Now they got him. Angel shoots Taylor in. Whoa, he missed the clothesline.
Taylor's got the 5-arm. Taylor has 5-armed the 322-pounder all the way outside the ring.
Buddy's over the Bulldog.
Adams reversed.
No.
Belly to back suplex.
His left shoulder was up. No. Man, that's the biggest rip-off since they stole the title from Bam Bam.
Terry Taylor and Chris Adams with a decisive victory, a hard-fought one, but they're still the tag team champions, and we'll be back. We've got more time, and we'll be back with a sensational rookie, Steve Cox, after this timeout from the UWF.
They don't deserve him.
Paul Bosch celebrate 39 years on Houston TV. We're inviting all of you out there for the celebration. We have a super spectacular. It's going to feature one of the biggest cards in Houston wrestling history. Plus, we have ticket prices that are going to be reduced in celebration. Ticket prices will only be 10, 8, 5, and 3, which means a $3 savings on each adult ticket. Get your tickets early at the Wrestling Ticket Office, open every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Get your tickets early because the final event's going to be a 22-man, 2-ring battle royal for $39,000. A 6-man tag war taking place in 2 rings at the same time with the fabulous Freebirds in full force. As you have Bam Bam Gordy, Michael Hayes, and Buddy Roberts up against the team of Ted DiBiase, Chavo Guerrero, and the Missing Link. And outside the ring, Sunshine will be handcuffed to Nickla. It's going to be a big night on Friday, March 20th. But now let's hear from some of the superstars you will see in action. Ted DiBiase.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pete, any opportunity that I can have to get back in the ring with 1 bird, 2 birds, and especially all 3 birds is fine with me. And I can't think of a better man to have in my corner. There's nobody with more spirit and fighting heart than Chavo Guerrero. And the Missing Link, hey, he might be missing, but when you need him, you can count on him, and he'll be there. And how's that song go? I'm walking on sunshine. I believe that when they handcuff that woman to Nickla, well, how's it old Red Butler said? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what happens when you're out there with her. Chavo, tell them what it's going to be like.
Now, Chavo, you've been in 6-man, 2-ring battle royal, tag matches before.
Well, especially as a Paul Bosch, trophy. That means a lot to me because I come from a wrestling family. This man knows my father. He's very close to us. But getting back to the match here, What did you guys think of the match tonight, huh? Let me tell you something. You people that weren't here, you missed it. If you did see it on TV, that's fine. You got another chance, though. And this time, you took cover, and I know that you're going to handcuff her to you, and I know that she's not going to get away. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for coming in. And you and I are going to go in the ring. Y no sé si sea en inglés o en español, amigos, los invito que vengan. Ya saben que soy muy orgulloso siempre de ser mexicano, latino, y viva México. And getting back to Houston, baby. Teddy, I know you're after the birds.
Always.
And I'm going to be there for you just like you were tonight. And let's go get them and clip their wings. You're going down.
Friday, March 20th, a battle royal for $39,000, a two-ring battle royal, a six-man, two-ring tag war, the UWF heavyweight title match, Steve Cox up against one-man gang, special referee Ted DiBiase, UWF tag team title belts, all this and more, Friday, March 20th, you should be there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would say the majority of the fans here are very ecstatic about the victory. We just saw Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams. As Buddy Jack Roberts is incoherent as usual going by, I can understand his apprehension. But, Michael, let's address the situation. There's a young rookie.
They got ripped off. That's the situation.
All right, well, let's don't go into that now. Let's stay on our situation here. Steve Cox, sensational rookie. You were a rookie at one time, as everybody that starts, quite obviously. But this kid has made a great impact, especially on General Skandor Akbar.
Yes, he has, but the one thing that crosses my mind is you're jumping right into the fire. You hit the nail on the head. He's a rookie. Akbar and his gang are class veterans.
Some people say that he may not make it through his rookie year. That's Akbar's sentiments. And Akbar may not make it through the year when his 5 minutes comes along with Ted DiBiase. We'll see Steve Cox in action in just a few moments. But let's go back in time and see how he came to help Ted DiBiase when the Iceman walked.
When I signed this match, I was confident that I had a partner I could trust, and I'm talking about you, Iceman. But right now, I'm a little bit worried. 2 weeks ago, we signed this contract, and I knew I could trust you. But I'm going to tell you, right now, I'm not sure about you, and I want to know one thing. Are you with me or not?
What's your problem? I ain't did you nothing. I was talking about you. Now you acting like that jailbird in the back in that Oreo cookie. Jailbird?
Well, let's break it down right here. Iceman King Parsons is just standing back and watching it happen.
Yes, but Ted DiBiase is in a lot of trouble right now because I don't care who you are, you can't hang on. Steve Cox has just come out.
The young protege is there.
Right, and this Tulsa crowd is really responsive to him. A while longer, he won't wait because he'll know that nobody else will. You got to take and fight fire with fire. But still, having him in that corner has got to give DiBiase great hope. He's no longer alone. Oh, Bill Irwin really came for the coup de grace then, Jim, and DiBiase got out of the way. If he can make a tag, he'll have a fresh partner in the ring.
DiBiase's going that way, and there's the tag.
Steve Cox.
And Cox is hammering away at Irwin. It's tooth and nail.
Eli the Eliminator from behind. Cox is standing right in it. DiBiase is standing. They're walking tall, and they're giving it back. This is a Donnybrook.
It's a Pier 6 brawl here on the UWF. DiBiase with a drop kick. And Irwin and Cox are still fighting.
Too strong. Irwin couldn't drive him in. Cox is so powerful. Akbar is pretty upset about this development. He thought he had it all his way.
Devastation leaving the ring. Steve Cox and Ted DiBiase standing up to the challenge. Akbar is incensed, but this Cox kid is definitely for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from the Far East, the Super Ninja. His opponent at 245 pounds from right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Steve Cox. This match, 1 fall or television time remaining.
Steve Cox picking up some of the mannerisms of Steve Dr. Death Williams, his mentor. And he has a great teacher, Dr. Death, one of the most awesome athletes. And speaking of the Far East, Dr. Death, very successful thus far in his American tour of Japan. We'll report on that. Steve Cox in there with the toughest man to date that he has been in the ring with, the Super Ninja. But we haven't seen Cox go down too many times. He's a 500-pound bench presser, but he's in there against a tough man, a martial arts expert, the Super Ninja. Cox, the former football All-American and captain of the University of Tulsa football team. Body slam by the Super Ninja. The Ninja, we're going for the elbow, but Cox moved out of the way. This rookie is learning very quickly. And now it's Cox with a side suplex. Steve Cox with a side suplex. He's got the leg grapevine and another victory in impressive fashion. His one-loss record is spotless. Steve Cox with a victory. It's been a great hour, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Cox with that super victory. We talked about the six-man situation. We'll talk more about that next week. Michael Hayes wants his jar back with his cream. We'll talk about that. The Iceman King Parsons development. It's going to be a great hour right here next week. We'll talk more about our national tour for our whole crew. For Michael P.S. Hayes, I'm Jim Ross saying have a great week, and we'll see you right here next week.
Last night at Houston Wrestling, celebrating 39 years on Houston television. Tremendous, spectacular, and reduced ticket prices. Ticket prices are only 10, 8, 5, and 3. Get your tickets early. That's over $3 savings on each adult ticket. 22-man, 2-ring battle royal, final event for $39,000. You also see the UWF heavyweight title match as Steve Cox goes up against the champion one-man gang, special referee Ted DiBiase. You also see the UWF tag team title and belts. More matches are being signed. One of the biggest nights of 1987. One reason, and a big reason, the fabulous Freebirds in full force as Bam Bam Gordy joins Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts in a 2-ring, 6-man tag war up against a missing link, Chavo, Guerrero, and Ted DiBiase.
Hey, they're a bunch of hogwash compared to the Freebirds. And Bam Bam, he's coming back. And whenever Bam Bam is gone for a while, we get back together, the Freebirds really shine. And we're going to be shining real big here in Houston in that 2-ring, 6-man tag team title. Hey, I'll tell you what, the Birds have been the best threesome in professional wrestling with Bam Bam Bam. We're going to prove it right here in Houston. And as far as that Amazon, what's her name, Michael?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't like the idea of her being handcuffed to our sunshine. Our sunshine's our lady, not an animal like that Amazon geek. Hey, we're going to overcome the handcuffs, and I'll tell you what, baby, or whatever your name is, you Amazon, you better not lay any hands at our sunshine. As far as the best 6-man around, hey, the proof will be in the pudding, and the word's been out that the Freebirds are rotten, mean, nasty, and ugly. Hey, every word of that is the truth, and we're going to prove it here, Houston, in that 2-ring tag team match.
Well, you know, first of all, buddy, it doesn't really make sense to me. Still, we've been here all this time. Not one tag team has come up and challenged us for our 6-man championships.
Not yet.
Now on Paul Bosch night, right? 39 years of wrestling with a 2-ring, $39,000 battle royal. If that's not enough, just because you have 2 rings here, you want to make a 2-ring 6-man. And let me make sure I understand this right, that there will be two opponents wrestling in 1 ring, 2 opponents wrestling at the same time in the other ring, and there will be the other 2 men left in the middle, and you can tag in or out to either ring. Is that right there, Einstein? Okay. You think this is going to be to your advantage? Well, you keep thinking that way, okay? Because it's people that think like that end up losers on the stick against us.
Friday, March 20th, super spectacular. Be here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. Don't miss the action.
Thank you for staying with us, ladies and gentlemen. And up in the ring, we have the makings of a 6-man, 2-ring tag team war. This match took place on August 8, 1986 in the Sam Houston Coliseum. Your contestants, the fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes, Buddy Jack Roberts, and Terry Gordy. They're battling Cowboy Bill Watts, Chavo Guerrero, and Terry Taylor in a sensational battle. As you can see, there are 2 rings set up. A match takes place in each ring, and the 3rd man is in between the 2 rings, able to tag into either ring at any time. On the outside of the ring, Cowboy Bill Watts lays a big boot right into the throat of Buddy Jack Roberts, and there you see Terry Taylor in the middle, tagging into ring number 1. The ring closest to us is ring number 2. On the far side of your screen right there is ring number 1. And action goes on in both rings at the same time for continuous action all throughout the match. When a pinfall is scored in either ring, the match is over. And there the rope breaks, and a lot of action as Terry Bam Bam Gordy comes right off that rope with a clothesline into Terry Taylor. Now, this Friday night, March the 20th, 8 p.m. at the Sam Houston Coliseum, we will have a six-man, two-ring tag team match. 3 of the men, actually 4 of the men that are involved in this match, the fabulous Freebirds and Chavo Guerrero, and Chavo's teammates will be Ted Dibiase and the Missing Link. They will all be involved in this great match. And on the outside of the ring, the Freebirds Ballet Sunshine will be handcuffed to Nickla. All this action with the third man, a match, like I said, will go on in each ring, and the third man right in between those 2 rings being able to tag into either ring. The action closest to us, Chavo Guerrero battling both Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Buddy Jack Roberts, as referee Tommy Gilbert trying to get one of those men out of the ring. Also on that sensational card, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a UWF heavyweight title match. The one-man gang will be battling Steve Dr. Death's protege, rookie sensation Steve Cox. Now, the way this match came about was Steve Cox pinned the one-man gang on March 6th in Houston, Texas. The winner of that match was to receive a UWF title shot, and special referee for this match will be Ted DiBiase. Also, UWF tag team titles will be on the line. Terry Taylor and Gentleman Chris Adams battle Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and the Iceman King Parsons. On the outside in their corner will be the lovely Missy Hyatt. And you never know, that action may spill into 2 rings also. We will have Savannah Jack in action. He will battle the Super Ninja. Bill Irwin will have a $15,000 challenge against 2 opponents. Skandor Akbar has said Bill Irwin can beat 2 men in less than 15 minutes, or he will forfeit $15,000. In the ring, a lot of action right now as Michael Hayes lays it into Terry Taylor, and closest to us, Cowboy Bill Watts is going after Terry Gordy. Also on this card, this Friday night, we will see in action Sam Houston, the Angel of Death, Gary Young, and much, much more. Our ticket office at 1919 Caroline is open every single day of the week. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And we have made approximately a 39% reduction in ticket prices. Ringside tickets only $10, arena seats only $8, and general admission for adults only $5, and kids 11 and under only $3. And our ticket office open every day. Super special ticket prices for this sensational battle. Paul Bosch night at the Coliseum this Friday night. And ladies and gentlemen, you see all the action in the ring right now. There's 4 men in ring number 2 closest to us. There's 2 in the other ring. If you can imagine, 22 men starting off in ring number 1, trying to battle in the ring number 2 in a 2-ring battle royal, with the winner receiving $39,000 and that Paul Bosch Challenge trophy. All the action, 22 men in 1 ring, and a giant 2-ring battle royal, and it will all take place this Friday night at the Sam Houston Coliseum. Our ticket office at 1919 Caroline open every single day. Get your tickets early. Also the 6-man 2-ring tag team war, the UWF heavyweight title, and also the UWF tag team titles, plus much, much more. Get your tickets early for this one. Most important, make your plans to be with us at the Sam Houston Coliseum for all the wild and exciting action. Don't you miss it. Thank you for staying with us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for watching Houston Wrestling. And once again, we would like to remind you about our great card, Paul Bosch night at the Sam Houston Coliseum this Friday night, March 20th, 8 p.m. Our ticket office at 1919 Caroline open every single day from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. Get your tickets early as we celebrate 39 years on Houston TV at the Sam Houston Coliseum. The giant 2-ring battle royal, the 6-man 2-ring tag, plus much, much more.
Please. Okay, Iceman, you've been walking around, you've been coming to all the matches, shouting your big mouth up, showing everybody. Showing everybody T-shirts and different things, making a mock out of me. So listen, I've got a new name for you. Buckwheat, okay? Now, let's go, you and I.
just heard the intimidation by gentleman Chris Adams. One half of the tag team championship team of Chris Adams and Terry Taylor as they're getting ready to do battle against Iceman King Parsons and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And this should be a tremendous tag team showdown as this tremendous crowd of the Coliseum standing up and cheering. They know it's about to bust loose. Chris Adams is issuing the challenge to Iceman King Parsons. Here at helping with the commentator, promoter Paul Bosch. My name is Peter Burkholz, and this is for the belt and for the titles.
It surely is, and I want to tell you, this thing could erupt and stay erupted because there's a lot of bad blood floating between the quartet up there, Pete. You and I know it, and they know it very well. And I think that we're looking for a big result out of this explosion.
Gentlemen, Chris Adams wants Iceman King Parsons to step inside the ring and start the battle off. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Iceman King Parsons, two very capable stars. Now we hear the Iceman as he has taken the ringside mic as he's about to issue a few words to the gentleman Chris Adams.
First of all, if you feel rude, Porter, Jumper, shut up. I can say what I want to say.
Iceman King Parsons trying to get this huge crowd here at the Coliseum to quiet down. Now this on the chant, buckwheat, buckwheat, buckwheat. The nickname just tagged on the Iceman by gentleman Chris Adams. And Iceman King Parsons is not a happy individual.
Well, I don't know what would make him happy. As a matter of fact, he's been unhappy for some time. I doubt very seriously if being able to talk is going to help him.
Just shut up. I'm going to say what I come here to say.
As he's still trying to get an opportunity to say something to the crowd here, as it doesn't look like they care.
Terry Taylor! Terry Taylor! You's a thief, boy. You stole that belt. I should be one half of the tag team champion. You's a thief, and your mama's a hobo. And you, sucker, you, when you went to the slammer, did I turn my back on you? No, I stuck like my best friend should. But you turned your back on me. I'm gonna whoop you like you ain't never been whooped before.
Well, gentlemen, Chris Adams is doing something as many of the people here in the Coliseum wanted to do, and that's to quickly go over there and make the Iceman shut up. And Chris Adams now chasing him across the ring. Now, notice we have two rings set up here in the Coliseum because one of the final events tonight's big card will be the two-ring battle royal as they're battling in ring number one. Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams, the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, and Terry Taylor now trying to get this match underway, and we're hoping Carl Fergie is able to do just that. As the battle of the words are taking place, and now we expect the battle of the wrestling holds.
Well, let's just see if they're going to turn loose with the wrestling holds now, because Eddie Gilbert is trying to outfox them again. And you know that if ever a man had a good nickname, it would be the Fox as far as Eddie Gilbert is concerned. He's hard to catch, hard to trap. And with Chris Adams in there, maybe a little international strife.
Hot Stuff International as Eddie Gilbert is looking at this opportunity to become the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. Hook up and gentleman Chris Adams, a very capable top star wrestler, as he and Terry Taylor proved to be a winning combination. You see the Iceman making sure that Chris Adams doesn't take any opportunity to hit him upside the head. The Iceman mighty proud of his accomplishments the past few weeks. A lot of his fans, though, have turned on him strictly just the way like he turned against his tag team partners.
Yes, he's a slider. There's no question about that. And he's looking for the best opening somewhere. And he doesn't want an opening up in that ring, and I don't understand it. He talks about what he wants to do in the ring and avoids the issue. I think he wants everything to be absolutely dead set and ready for him before he gets in there.
Well, gentlemen, Chris Adams got to be careful. He's paying a lot of attention to the Iceman outside the ring, and he better pay a lot of attention to Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And a good over-the-shoulder takedown by Hot Stuff, and Hot Stuff is a tremendous wrestler. You may not agree with his style, but so is gentleman Chris Adams, and a beautiful reversal as he comes back down on the left arm, and Hot Stuff headed in the wrong corner. That was a mistake, and Eddie Gilbert paid for it. Out on the concrete floor is Hot Stuff, and Iceman is over there to try to cool him off.
And the Iceman right now is trying to get Eddie back up into that ring without getting up himself. Perhaps now he has been shamed into it, and he will step off that apron. The only way they're going to win the tag title is to get in the ring. They're not going to win it outside the ring.
We have a large, huge crowd here at the Coliseum enjoying these matches, and we'd like to encourage all of you watching at home to come down to the Coliseum on Friday, April 3rd. Get in the Friday night Houston wrestling habit and catch all the color and excitement and the thrills of Houston wrestling in person, because what you're watching is just a few of the matches that take place. We have huge cards, sometimes featuring 8, 9, 10 matches in one night, and we urge all of you to come down and enjoy your favorite sport with thousands of other fans who feel the same way you do, that professional wrestling is #1 and Houston wrestling is Houston proud and #1 here in the city of Houston.
No question about that. Our fans are convinced of it, and we're convinced that they're right. And as Eddie tries to get close to the corner, we see Iceman Parsons literally hiding behind the ring post. I don't get his viewpoint. Do you, Pete?
No, and I think Eddie Gilbert's getting a little bit upset about it, too. You expect your partner to be there when you need him. Hot Stuff needed the Iceman, and the Iceman was nowhere to be found near that ring. He was going as far away as he can to make sure there wasn't any chance of him being tagged. Advantage of the injured Chris Adams. Iceman King Parsons now fired up. He's got Chris Adams down on the mat, and he plans to keep him down there. Off the second rope and on top of Chris Adams. And that's the Iceman enjoying every minute of what's taking place in the ring right now.
He's enjoying the superiority to which he actually inherited from Eddie, and Eddie gave him the opportunity to get in there on top, and that's what Iceman is making the most of right now. So Adams is in trouble. He had best team with Terry Taylor because Taylor is waiting to come in there and ready to go.
Iceman trying to come across that guillotine drop with that elbow, and quickly he tags Eddie Gilbert and gets outside the ring as Chris Adams was back on his feet ready to wrestle, ready to do battle, and the Iceman quickly got outside the ring as he doesn't have any desire to meet a healthy and an upright Chris Adams.
No, he doesn't want him unless he's lying on the mat. But I don't think that Eddie Gilbert is going to be able to produce another Chris Adams lying on the mat just for the sake of the Iceman. Iceman is, well, there's an argument going on. Well, that always settles an argument, Pete.
And that stopped Eddie Gilbert, and whatever he was trying to convince gentleman Chris Adams of verbally, Adams was not convinced, and I'm sure Gilbert's a little bit more convinced that Adams means business inside those ropes. Setting up Hot Stuff into the ropes. And high in the air, he sent Gilbert, and Gilbert came down with a crash on that back of his, and Adams now fires away with that right and caught him under the chin.
And Chris Adams is ready to take him apart piece by piece. And here comes Terry Taylor. So they're going to double up. And they do. And Eddie Gilbert feels it. So we've got a pair of enthusiastic people in there right now. 10 minutes have gone by as Eddie Gilbert catches the full weight of Terry Taylor. And the Iceman on the outside shows no disposition to come back into that ring.
And now we're starting to see sensational Terry Taylor and just what he has to offer this championship team. Iceman, again, making sure that he is not getting involved in the action. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, unfortunately for Gilbert, is right in the middle of it all.
Terry Taylor's willing to take on Eddie Gilbert, and here comes the count. There's 2, and barely 2, and that 3 just oozed away from Terry Taylor. Setting him up for the same thing, but that was a quick move by Eddie Gilbert. It proves that even when he's been battered around, he can do some thinking in there. Sly as a fox.
At that time, he wasn't quick enough to land on top of Terry Taylor. And Taylor comes over that arm drag. In comes gentleman Chris Adams. On the second rope, he aims and comes across with all of his weight on the back of that left arm of Gilbert. And Gilbert has taken a lot of punishment as we're seeing some great teamwork between gentleman Chris Adams and Terry Taylor. We can't say the same thing about Parsons and Gilbert, as Iceman has not been able to furnish too much teamwork at all.
I don't understand Gilbert's tolerance of Iceman's position on the outside of the ring. I would think he'd be demanding that he get inside.
And the crowd here in the Coliseum is excited because Terry Taylor and Chris Adams were able to switch without a tag. Carl Fergie was tied up with the Iceman. And the fans here in the Coliseum shouted out to Fergie that the tag took place. There's the Iceman creeping across. Carl Fergie puts an end to it. Taylor and Chris Adams switch again. And you see Chris Adams now with the hammerlock. And Carl Fergie now getting a little bit frustrated as trying to watch both corners at the same time.
So in the center of the ring, it is Chris Adams with a combination of arm locks that is going to make trouble for Eddie Gilbert. He's got a hammerlock and he's got an arm bar, and the two work well together as Iceman on the outside may make a gesture coming into the ring, but so far it has been an empty gesture, to say the least. So again, the referee starts to maneuver him out, and they've got a switch going on in the ring. A quick one. I would not like to referee this kind of a match, Pete.
Carl Fergie's probably having second thoughts himself right now. Would like to remind everybody this is for the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team title and belts. The champions Terry Taylor and Chris Adams up against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Iceman King Parsons. Regardless of the outcome of this match, the UWF Tag Team title and belts will be on the line here in the Coliseum on Friday, April 3rd. So will the UWF Heavyweight title match. So will so many other matches, including that grudge battle with Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Buddy Jack Roberts up against the Angel of Death and Wild Bill Irwin. And don't forget also that girl cat fight of the century. All of it Friday, April 3rd. Back up in the ring, Terry Taylor trying to get the 1-2-3 on Gilbert.
So Terry Taylor takes over again, and now with Chris Adams in the ring, they tried to make a quick switch. It didn't work out that way, and it was Terry Taylor who caught the weight of Iceman Parsons. Parsons, trying to look innocently in the opposite direction, looks guiltier than ever as he turns his back on the ring. Man down, Terry Taylor. And Eddie Gilbert trying to get the Iceman in. Yes, there's the touch. And he comes in for the man who is on the canvas. Second time that he's done that in this match, and he should have been in there at least half a dozen times if he was going to be backing up the action of his partner. Hard elbow that time, and Terry's in trouble as the Iceman keeps him down and keeps kicking a man when he's down, which is something he has practiced diligently.
Iceman King Parsons showing people why he has that reputation for being able to explode onto his opponent. He was sitting out there like a time bomb, waiting for his moment, and now he's found the opportunity to explode on Terry Taylor. Gentleman Chris Adams trying to get this huge crowd to get behind Terry Taylor. The Iceman aimed it with that fist, and he found his target.
Yes, there are 15 minutes have gone by, and these fellows have been going at it hard and heavy. And now with the Iceman in there, maybe he has decided it's time to step in while everybody else may be a little bit worn out. Eddie Gilbert come off that rope nicely. We could have a change right here, but this time the referee's preoccupied in the opposite corner. There's 2, and there is 2.5, and that is awfully close.
We almost had brand new UWF
Eddie
Tag
Gilbert
Team
trying
Champions.
to deliver that punishment and swinging in there and swinging in hard as Terry Taylor manages to move out but not move in. He's still a target, still a highly visible and sockable target.
Hot Stuff measuring off on Terry Taylor as we became a split second of having new UWF Tag Team Champions in Gilbert and King Parsons. As now Carl Fergie, Terry Taylor toppled outside the ring to the concrete floor. As you see Gilbert now starting his strut. They're starting to gain a little confidence. The Iceman and Hot Stuff feel like they could be very close to winning the UWF Tag Team title and belts. You see Chris Adams helping Terry Taylor back to his feet. Terry Taylor took a lot of punishment, and the belts are on the line. There's the champions caught in their worst predicament yet of the match.
Chris Adams now trying to make the switch. He's got to get Terry Taylor up into the ring so that Taylor can tag him, but the tag was not made, but he did manage to get him in there. So with that man in there, perhaps they can make the switch. He's getting the sunset flip, and he's trying to roll him over. He may get it. There's one, there's two, and there's, again, 2.5. That was a close one. But Terry Taylor trying to maneuver out of the danger zone and to rightfully tag Chris Adams and get him in there so that he can take on some share of the action. But we've got the Iceman making his appearance, and he is trying his best now to punish Terry Taylor into submission, locked up in that corner. But I'll tell you, giving a headbutt to the Iceman is a futile thing to do.
Iceman, he's got all kinds of explosive weapons, and we're starting to see an array of them now. Taylor was able to duck, but that time he wasn't able to duck that vicious clothesline. Iceman's on top. We've got two, and we almost again had brand new tag team champions. As you heard the sigh of relief from thousands of Houston wrestling fans, the Iceman wrapped up now by Terry Taylor's small package, and Taylor almost pulled off a great move that would have paid off victory. Taylor was inching over, trying to grab and tag Chris Adams, but Hot Stuff, with his quickness, was able to stop the move by Terry Taylor.
And with Eddie Gilbert up there kicking away at the open spots right in the ribs with that driving foot of his, Terry Taylor shows less and less possibilities of getting over to the corner where he can touch out. This is a tough spot for this tag team event as far as Terry Taylor is concerned. He has got to get his partner in there. A backdrop and a nice one. He dropped him hard on the back of his neck and on his shoulders, and his head hit at the same time. A solid smash onto the canvas. But Terry, again, has got to get into a defensive position. He has got to do something about getting Chris Adams in there. And Adams is anxious. Adams is eager. Adams is willing, more than willing. There's a touch. Listen.
Gentlemen, Chris Adams getting the opportunity he's been waiting all night for, and that's the chance to get his hands on Iceman King Parsons. Adams sets him up and then sends the Iceman flying high in the air. And as Gilbert comes running in, Adams has something ready for him as well. Gentlemen, Chris Adams with that super kick sends Gilbert out, and now he's got Iceman down on the mat, and Chris Adams waiting all night to get his hands and his boots on the Iceman is now getting his opportunity.
All that pent-up fury of Chris Adams let loose that time, and a beautiful display of what this man can really do. But as Iceman rolls underneath that bottom rope, we've got Adams prone on the canvas, and he's in trouble because standing over him is Eddie Gilbert and trying to slam him through the canvas.
Hard slam that time. If you were watching, the Iceman was able to make that tag to Gilbert as he was being sent in the rope. Up and over the top rope. Up and over the top rope. Both men crashed to the concrete floor at the Coliseum.
And we want to point out that is a concrete floor.
And that's Chris Adams and Hot Stuff Gilbert. 20 minutes deep in this match, and both men are down. Both men went over the top rope. It looks like Carl Fergie's going to have the battle continue. Terry Taylor now continues his battle against the Iceman. And now we're getting a signal for the bell, as it looks like both men were counted out.
Yes, it looks that way. The concrete, I would say, won this match for both of them, or lost it. for both of them.
Both teams counted outside the ring, and so this match is a draw.
Both teams were being on the floor. Both teams have been counted out. This match is a draw.
So Terry Taylor and Chris Adams, they nearly lost the title a couple times during the battle, but they remain the UWF Tag Team Champions. As you're seeing, the challengers now leave the ring after coming away with a draw against the champions. That's Iceman King Parsons and Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert. The Iceman showing he feels like he won the match, but the fans here in the Coliseum know that the official verdict was different. It was a draw as both teams were counted outside the ring. We'll be back with more exciting professional wrestling action in just one moment. Houston Wrestling returns to the Sam Houston Coliseum on Friday, April 3rd with another blockbusting card. And one of the big tremendous showdowns will be a tag team event that will have Sam Houston and Savannah Jack. What a combination up against these two rugged individuals who just came so close to winning the UWF Tag Team title and belts. Hotstuff Eddie Gilbert and the Iceman King Parsons.
That's okay. See, the way we figure it, April the 3rd, Hotstuff International is going to have the tag team titles anyway because Steiner and Sting are going to make sure of that. But April the 3rd, Sammy, Houston, you want to stick your nose where it doesn't belong now. Savannah Jack has already stepped into the fire. He has already met his match when he runs up against this man right here, the truly, the only one in the UWF, the man, Iceman King Parsons. We are going to be together April the 3rd, Sam Houston Coliseum against you, Sammy boy, and Savannah Jack. And Iceman, how much more can we do to humiliate Savannah Jack?
Oh, boy, I got a surprise for you, you black Oreo. But let me tell you something. We talking about Sam Houston, a drugstore cowboy. Here's a sucker that don't weigh 230 pounds with a horseshoe in every pocket. Woo! But we'll deal with you. And you, Savannah, you going down. I'm going to teach you what your mammy should have taught you years ago.
Yeah. There'll be a long list of superstars in that big card Friday, April 3rd, right here in the Sam Houston Coliseum. You're looking at two of them in Savannah Jack and Sam Houston. Friday, April 3rd, action right here in the Coliseum.
You know, I'm out here for a reason. I love Houston, Texas, and I love wrestling here. I like wrestling for Mr. Paul Bosch. Let me tell you something. Next time I'm in Houston, me and Savannah Jack right here, we're wrestling Eddie Gilbert, Hot Stuff, and Iceman King Parsons. Well, brother, they were out here a while ago with all their sequins and gold and diamonds and whatever. I brung the diamond in my life, my mom, right here. And she's one of the reasons why I get out here and wrestle so hard. I get out there and I get the job done. And I know Savannah Jack does it too. Eddie Gilbert, Iceman, I want a shot at you, brother. I don't need no horseshoes in my pockets.
That's right. On April 3rd in Sam Houston Coliseum, Iceman, you're going to have to back up your mouth this time. You're always running your mouth, talking names, but names don't get the 1, 2, 3. Action does. Ain't that right, Sam?
And Mrs. Houston, you must be very proud of your son.
Yes, I am. I raised a champion.
And I think the fans here in the Coliseum agree with you 100%. Sam Houston is a champion, and we'll see him in action with Savannah Jack on Friday, April 3rd. Tremendous tag team showdown, one of several reasons why you should make your plans to be here in person to catch all the color and excitement of that huge April 3rd card right here in Sam Houston Coliseum. Hope to see all of you right here.
Yes, be there.
Another sensational tag team showdown on Friday, April 3rd here in the Coliseum will feature a UWF tag team title match as the champions Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams defend their title and belts against the team of Rick Steiner and Sting.
Well, Hot Stuff International is going out here and he's trying to get all these different combinations because now he's the television champion. And he's all excited. He says, hey, Hyatt and Hot Stuff are going to have all the belts before it's over with. Well, he's got one, and he's looking for these, and he'll take any combination of all the guys in Hot Stuff International. Well, Eddie Gilbert, you're a very talented man, and you're a real motivator. Every time we think that you're down, that you're out, that you can't come up with another thing, you pull into that bag of tricks, you reach up that sleeve, and you pull out something else. Well, we know Steiner and Sting are an awesome team. Steiner's been over in Japan stretching all the Japanese wrestlers over there. So when he comes back, he's going to be ready to go. And when you come down to being ready, you talk about championship caliber, you're talking about the Universal Wrestling Federation, and Chris and I are going to stay the champions.
They won't get the belts, Terry.
No, sir.
You know, it's unbelievable that the fantastic response that I've had since I've been back. It's wonderful for me. It makes me feel good to have Terry Taylor as my new tag team champions. We've only just scratched the surface, Terry. Steiner and Sting, I know, 2 tough customers. And you know, Eddie Gilbert, I don't know what's wrong with that guy. There is something wrong. I haven't known him until I came here, you know, Terry. But yeah, Iceman, what's wrong with that guy? He's gone goofy. You know, Iceman, this is a note for you, Eddie Gilbert, Steiner and Sting. I don't care who it is, you're not going to get these belts. They're ours, Terry.
Friday, April 3rd.
Got a bag of cookies.
That's what he had here last week. That was real disgusting in my bringing Oreo cookies out there. I thought it was very, very degrading. Now look at the Iceman out there. Savannah Jack has just seen Iceman Parsons and his bag of Oreo cookies. Boyette, a veteran. Right hand buried to the midsection. Now Boyette's trying to take over on Savannah Jack as the referees once again are having to restrain the Iceman.
Good leapfrog.
Oh, good grief, what a super kick. Boyette was almost beheaded with that super kick.
See how quickly the pace of things can change.
I also saw how quick that Iceman left the ring area with his Oreo cookies.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Wrestling Federation. You've just seen some footage of the Iceman taunting Savannah Jack here last week on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jim Ross. Thank you very much for being with us. We've got a tremendous hour in store for you. It's going to be headlined by the television championship battle. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. The heat is on because Missy Hyatt has said that he will bring the television title home or else. So Eddie Gilbert is at the crossroads on this particular hour. He will challenge Savannah Jack for the television championship. You're also going to see a tremendous, what we think will be a tremendous scientific matchup. The tag team champions Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams will take on Ted Dibiase and Sam Houston in this hour of UWF Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, a major incident has occurred between General Skandor Akbar's Devastation Incorporated and the Freebirds family. We'll talk a little bit about that in the hour, and we'll have a full report on that situation right here next week on the Universal Wrestling Federation. You're also going to see the sensational rookie Steve Cox in the hour, Chavo, Guerrero, and the missing link in tag team action. A lot more action that we'll be telling you about, in addition to some national dates in many of the great cities around this land of ours. Right now, let's go down to Mike Wilson in our first event.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Waco, Texas, to 225 pounds, Sam Houston. Also introducing from Omaha, Nebraska, 260 pounds, Ted Dibiase.
The introduction of Ted Dibiase and Sam Houston will see the appearance of Terry Taylor and gentleman Chris Adams momentarily. Also in this hour, we'll be telling you about the new UWF Training Center. And for you gentlemen that would like to get involved in professional wrestling, get your paper and pencil handy, because later in the hour, we'll tell you all about the revolutionary Universal Wrestling Federation Training Center. We'll have that in the hour. We'll also hear something from Dr. Steve Williams as the tag team champions of the Universal Wrestling Federation enter the ring.
And now, introducing the current UWF Tag Team Champions from England at 233 pounds, gentlemen, Chris Adams. And from Vero Beach, Florida at 232 pounds, Terry Taylor. This match, one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this should be a great one here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Thank you very much for being with us. And we've got big news for the fans in Southern California. This Wednesday night in San Bernardino at the arena. This Friday night in the historic Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. 1 week from tonight in Irvine at the University of California at Irvine Bren Event Center. The bell sounds, and we'll tell you more about some other dates coming to the Midwest in the hour. It'll be Terry Taylor and Sam Houston starting it off for their respective teams. Pinning predicament by Sam Houston. Taylor kicks out. High cross body by Terry Taylor. What a collision between those two superbly conditioned athletes. And what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is, I think, very clearly four of the top competitors in the world of professional wrestling today. Chris Adams and Terry Taylor comprising the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. They're a tremendous team. Many people have said they are the team of the future. Perhaps Ted DiBiase and Sam Houston will have something to say about that. It's an interesting situation here. We all know Ted DiBiase, a good friend of Terry Taylor. But they're both great competitors as DiBiase holds on, Taylor trying to free himself. But the master tactician, Ted DiBiase, holding on. I'll be talking with Ted about his world tour here next week on the program. Fireman's carry takeover by Terry Taylor. The tag was made. Gentleman Chris Adams comes in. They're working on the arm of Ted DiBiase. These four men are friends, but they're also professional athletes. This is how they earn their living. And they are competing here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Great move, athletic move by Chris Adams, and a drop kick to Ted DiBiase in a second one. Lateral press, the leg is cradle, count of one. Inside cradle by DiBiase, and Adams kicks out. The action is so quick and so rapid. This is great competition. And where else but the Universal Wrestling Federation will you see athletes like Chris Adams and Ted DiBiase in the ring, competing with each other. This is a main event caliber match, and we're bringing it to you right here on this great television station. Thank you very much for being with us. The tag was made. Sam Houston comes in using the second ropes for a little bit of leverage. The arm is barred. This match one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Great offensive maneuver there by Sam Houston, and now Houston with a wrist lock on Chris Adams. We'll have that information on the training center. The UWF Training Center, a first of its kind, sanctioned by a major wrestling federation. So get your paper and pencil handy for that announcement. We'll also see the Iceman coming in the hour. Terry Taylor staying loose, staying very attentive in this match. This is a non-title match, but a very important matchup here on national television. Universal Wrestling Federation now airing in over 100 cities in the United States. Houston trying to go for that takeover, and there is one way to, more than one way to skin a cat, as they say down in Waco, Texas, where Sam's from. Reversal by Adams, and Chris Adams shows his wrestling expertise. And another drop kick. And Houston almost went through that rope, and Adams, the tag was made. Started saying, I thought Adams had hurt himself there. Football tackle by Ted DiBiase, former West Texas State athlete, and now Adams reverses Ted DiBiase, which doesn't happen too often. And now DiBiase countering. Gentleman Chris Adams, pinning predicament, both men rapidly back up to their feet. And now Adams tagging in Terry Taylor. This is a match I personally have, this particular matchup, wanted to see for quite some time. Terry Taylor and Ted DiBiase, two of the great scientific athletes, scientific wrestling athletes in the sport. Two men that have been tag team partners on many, many occasions. Of course, Ted DiBiase, with what has seemed to become an obsession in winning the UWF Heavyweight Championship. DiBiase went to the well. It was dry, and Taylor capitalized on that tactical error on DiBiase's part with a perfectly executed neck breaker. And now a body slam. Terry Taylor showing his offense. The knee drop right to the head, and that is a tough offensive maneuver. The leg is cradled. You almost wonder when someone's going to lose their temper in this one. DiBiase with a flat of the foot, and that is a legal move. And now DiBiase slamming Terry Taylor. We don't know exactly how much time is left in this match, but the tag has been made to Sam Houston. Houston with an elbow. And caught Taylor with a lot of velocity. We've got a couple of minutes left in this match. Both teams being kept abreast of the time. You can bet that the pace will quicken here, if that is possible. Double elbow. The champions using some double teaming tactics. They're taking advantage of the count. There's a lot of pride involved here. Clothesline, and a tremendous clothesline. And Houston landing right on his head. as a result of that clothesline from Chris Adams, and Adams with a headbutt, and it is getting aggressive in the squared circle. A kick out, count of 2. Referee Carl Berge down in great position there. There's the tag. Terry Taylor with both feet right to the flat of the stomach. Controversial perhaps, but legal yes. Taylor with a reverse backbreaker, jamming the stomach right across the knee. And lateral press, I thought he had it right there. And I'm sure so did Terry Taylor. Now Taylor setting Houston for the pile driver. The champion's pulling out the stop, but Houston has elevated Taylor, and in comes Ted Dibiase. It's Dibiase and Taylor, and time is running out in this one. There's a clothesline by Dibiase and an elbow. He's going for the pin. As the seconds elapse here in this opening contest of the Universal Wrestling Federation, Dibiase goes for the leg, and Taylor moves. Dibiase and Taylor competing as fiercely as we have seen them in any. We heard the announcement. There's 60 seconds left in this one and counting. Lateral press. And Dibiase kicks out. This match has been all it was billed to be. I was excited when I saw it signed. Now the lateral press by Taylor. And there's a count of 2. Dibiase kicking out. Now Taylor dropped that knee pad, and Taylor went for the knee drop with a knee pad lowered, and Dibiase moved, and now Dibiase, yes, he's setting him for the figure 4. Taylor kicks out. Taylor also a proponent of the figure 4 leg lock. Dibiase spinning it. Taylor kicking out. Dibiase going back to that turnbuckle. Time is running out here. Dibiase and Taylor now. Will Dibiase cradle it? Dibiase back in the pinning predicament. Taylor kicks out. And the bell has sounded. What a 10-minute time limit tag match this has been. Some great competition here. 4 of the finest athletes in professional wrestling today competing at top speed here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. This is a time limit draw. And what a match it is. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more exciting Universal Wrestling Federation action. There's the official decision. It is a draw, and we'll be back with information on the UWF Training Center after this timeout. Federation, Jim Ross back with you. A lot of exciting things happening in the UWF, the national tour, and we'll tell you more about some of those big events and some of the big events in the Midwest, like Chicago and Minneapolis, also coming to the Deep South and the Omni in Atlanta and Columbus, Georgia. We'll talk more about those events in the hour. But another exciting thing that I think has come about in the Universal Wrestling Federation's expansion is the new UWF Training Center. A lot of great athletes have asked on many occasions how they get involved in professional wrestling. How do I become a professional wrestler? Your opportunity is now afforded you. Listen very closely to this message.
The UWF is the fastest growing wrestling organization in the world today, and we'd like for you to be a part of it. The UWF has always taken pride in recruiting the best young stars in wrestling, and now we're proud to announce the opening of the UWF Training Center. It's opening soon and will be the only facility of its kind in the world. If you've ever considered a career in the exciting world of professional wrestling, this is where the road to stardom begins. Whether your future lies in wrestling, managing, or being a valet, there's no better place to start than the UWF Training Center. It's a tough road to the top, and it's certainly not for everyone. But if you think you have what it takes and would like more details on this exciting career opportunity, write to UWF Training Center, P.O. Box 815099, Dallas, Texas, 75381. Classes will be filled on a first-come, first-served basis, so don't delay. And be sure to catch UWF action going coast to coast in 1987.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Vicksburg at 225 pounds, Ken Massey.
Ken Massey being introduced by Mike Wilson here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. And that music clearly identifies the opponent Kid Massey as we await the arrival of Iceman King Parsons. And while we're waiting on the Iceman, I will remind our fans that the Universal Wrestling Federation will be back in Fort Worth, Texas 1 week from tonight. Also, this Wednesday night in San Bernardino at the Arena. This Friday night in Los Angeles at the Olympic Auditorium 1 week from tonight. The 28th in Irvine, California. Houston, Texas on April 3rd. Chicago, Illinois at the Pavilion on April the 8th. Minneapolis at the Met on April the 10th. The magnificent Superdome in New Orleans on Saturday, April the 11th. Columbus, Georgia, Sunday afternoon, April 12th. And the magnificent Omni in Atlanta, Sunday night, April 12th. Iceman King Parsons scheduled to wrestle here, unless he's changed his wrestling attire wholeheartedly.
Also introducing from St. Louis at 235 pounds, the Iceman King Parsons. Standing 1 fall or 10-minute time limit. Say, man, what is this? I ain't got no beef with Ken Massey, man. How come they didn't send that jailbird out here? That lowlife. He went away and did some time, and he still got an attitude problem. Or what about this sucker 3 shades blacker than a crow, but he still want to be white? I'm talking about that Oreo, Savannah Jack. He's an Oreo. I ain't got no beef with Ken Massey, man. I'm not wrestling him. Get one of them chumps out here right now.
And take the...
I don't have no beef with him. Why don't you get one of them backstabbers out there? See, with friends like them, who need enemies?
Well, he's finally relinquished the microphone, which is a pleasure and a joy. And Iceman Parsons now. Well, that was camouflage. Well, I tell you what, he has turned his back on everything that I thought he believed in. And what I wish that I wish that had taken the microphone. What he said about Chris Adams and Savannah Jack, totally distasteful. And now, coming to the ring in his street clothes because Ken Massey's not a worthy opponent. Going Massey over the top rope, that's an automatic disqualification. But the Iceman, it just doesn't matter. He's humiliated Ken Massey. He's got his verbal barrage on Savannah Jack and gentleman Chris Adams. Iceman Parsons. He must be dealt with and will be back with more Universal Wrestling Federation action. The TV title, Savannah Jack will defend against Hot Stuff right after this from the UWF.
I get the best job in the house because right now I'm going to talk with Nickla. And Nickla is going to tell us about the cat fight that's going to take place here in the Coliseum on Friday, April the 3rd.
Yeah,
a cat fight is a cat fight.
I don't know. You know, the Universal Wrestling Federation would be the only people that bring it, and also with Paul Bosch. It's going to be 4 girls. Missy, Hyatt, Sunshine, Dark Journey, and myself. All 4 of us are going to be in the ring. It's kind of like a battle royal to see who's going to be the best ballet out of everybody. Because, you see, we all have something to prove. We all have guys that we're proud of. We all have our looks that we're proud of and our clothes that we're proud of. But when it comes right down to it, it's who's going to be the best ballet out of all of them. And everybody knows what I can do because I've knocked out men before. I've had scraps with the best of them. So Missy, Hyatt, Sunshine, you better lace up your boots and pull up those tights, whatever you're going to wear, because I'm out to prove who I am. Because I've been here longer than all of you. You all say that, well, I'm the first lady of wrestling, and I've been here before anybody else. Well, listen, darling. I've been here way before anybody else. You see, I come from a wrestling family. My parents both wrestled, and they taught me a few things. But when it comes right down to it, I'm not above knocking somebody's teeth out or pulling somebody's hair out. So if anybody wants to see the fight of the century, I mean the cat fight of the century, you better be here at the same Houston Coliseum coming up because I mean, the fur is going to fly. If it takes it, I'm going to rip out everybody's hair. And Journey, you know, I've done you a few favors in the past, but when it comes right down to it, I'm going to beat you if I have to. So Tap Fight of the Century, you better be there.
Yes, and Nickla will be there April the 3rd here at the Coliseum.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Universal Wrestling Federation, the self-proclaimed First Lady of Pro Wrestling. Missy Hyatt leading her main man, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, to the ring. This is a crossroads. And the dressing room, they had a locked dressing room door. No one was admitted. I wanted to get a few words with them. Nothing doing. Eddie Gilbert has got an ultimatum in this television championship matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match for the UWF television title. Introducing first, accompanied by Missy Hyatt at 225 pounds, from every girl's dream, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
A very talented challenger, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And Missy Hyatt says she wants a championship belt in her trophy case. And we will await in just a moment the arrival of Savannah Jack, the television champion. And with Eddie Gilbert's alignment with Iceman King Parsons, Savannah Jack has got all the motivation that anyone could ever need in this great crowd, cheering this popular man on. He's reigned as a television champion for quite some time and turned back all the top challengers.
And now, the current UWF television champion from Savannah, Georgia, at 250 pounds, Savannah Jack. This match for the UWF television title, one fall or television time remaining.
Well, a good luck kiss. A long good luck kiss from Missy Hyatt. I guess Eddie's used to it. I think most men, that would certainly break my concentration, I'll say that. Carl Fergie assigned this very important matchup by matchmaker Grizzly Smith and Ken Mantell for the UWF Television Championship, one fall or TV time remaining. Savannah Jack with a lightning arm drag. And Gilbert hits the mat with some velocity, and Missy not real pleased thus far, but it's very early, my dear, in this matchup. Nice hip toss. Hip lock takeover by Savannah Jack, who is really honing his wrestling skills. And I'm sure he heard the remarks that Iceman King Parsons made earlier in the hour via the monitors in the locker rooms. Those comments totally distasteful. I'm sure that very, very much on the mind of Savannah Jack. And Savannah Jack standing firm. He played some college football as a defensive end and an outside linebacker. So he's got a great athletic background. Eddie Gilbert, as we have mentioned here upon occasion, the son of senior referee Tommy Gilbert of the Universal Wrestling Federation, but he's his own man, 100%. And he's former Pro Wrestling Rookie of the Year. Savannah Jack showing his tremendous strength. Both these men in superb condition for this championship matchup. And Savannah Jack with a little slap to Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert slapping back, but Savannah Jack just put Gilbert down to his knees. I don't think this is the way. I'm not trying to call Gilbert's strategy, but I don't think this is the way that you're going to be Savannah Jack standing toe-to-toe. He's quite a hoss. 250-pounder, great condition. Works out religiously. Gilbert showing his agility. Gilbert showing his agility, but I think he twisted an ankle. An ankle or a knee coming down there. Gilbert could, well, I don't know if he was playing possum or not. He's limping there. Savannah Jack relaxed, and that was a mistake. I thought Gilbert twisted that knee, and so did referee Carl Fergie, and I guess everybody here, including Savannah Jack, who now is on the defensive. Remember, it was Eddie Gilbert who masterminded the plan that brought Cowboy Bill Watts to the ring. Gilbert has masterminded many, many plans. Former tag team champion. He has molded the careers of Sting and Rick Steiner, which is a tremendous accomplishment. They have really progressed under his guidance. And now with the elbow to Savannah Jack. Lateral press. But the underlying motivation here for Eddie Gilbert is his lady has said she wants a title and this is the night. It's title or else, and I never got the definition of what or else meant exactly in that context. As Savannah Jack fighting back on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. High elevation, Gilbert in the lights. Savannah Jack opening up now on Hot Stuff. Savannah Jack with a right hand that sends Gilbert right back to the corner. That rocked him. The challenger is in trouble here. And at the 360 and a 720, and the referee goes to the floor. And Savannah Jack with that super kick. Savannah Jack with a super kick. The referee's outside, and here comes the Iceman. Parsons with something in his hand. He's spraying something on that cloth. And you can, that's a horrible odor. You can even smell it back here. Iceman Parsons in the ring. A sucker kick back to the solar plexus. And the Iceman, with whatever's on that cloth, it's being administered to Savannah Jack. Savannah Jack is out. Savannah Jack is out. The referee is out. Iceman running back to the locker room. Missy Hyatt's pushing the official back into the ring, and Gilbert has the TV champion covered. And Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. What controversy? This is robbery. This is robbery. Gilbert has just pinned Savannah Jack. And if this is allowed to stand, the referee's raising Gilbert's hand. We have a new Universal Wrestling Federation television champion. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And controversy surrounds this victory. Gilbert, the new television champion. This is robbery. Savannah Jack is out. This is pure grand theft larceny. Gilbert's a new champion. I don't even realize it. And we'll be back. We'll be right back. Time will tell, ladies and gentlemen, just how far that young man's athletic ability will take him in the world of professional wrestling. It's quite obvious he has all the tools. He's a tremendous athlete, but he will be tested severely here by the Super Ninja here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Steve Cox, former captain of the University of Tulsa football team, All-American offensive lineman, and the protege, the man that we were speaking of earlier, the great Dr. Death Steve Williams, who will be back with us in just the next few weeks here in the Universal Wrestling Federation. Steve Cox can rise to the level that Cowboy Bill Watts has brought from his protege, Dr. Death. Doc can have that same success rate. We can expect great things out of Steve Cox here in the UWF. The Ninja colliding with Cox, but Cox not going down. Cox ready to hit those ropes, but the Ninja deciding better and circling. Single leg pickup by the Ninja. To the side headlock. Cox is in great condition, as is the Super Ninja. Still to come in the hour. Chavo, Guerrero, the missing link in tag team action. We'll also see Wild Bill Irwin and a newcomer, the General Skandor Akbar, called the Viking in the hour. The Ninja stomping away at Steve Cox. As I said, this was going to be the toughest test to date for young Steve here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. He has gotten deeply involved with Ted Dibiase and Devastation Incorporated. And the Ninja kicking away at the Football All-American from Tulsa, Oklahoma, neckbreaker. And Steve Cox is absorbing a lot of punishment. But he is a fighter, there's no doubt about that. He's got that reputation in this area. And Cox bearing that right hand to the midsection of the Ninja. And a second time, that's slowing down. The Ninja with a headbutt. Cox goes to one knee. And now Cox back to his feet. He's raw, but he's got some potential. Reversal by the Ninja. Hip toss. Cox right back up. Cox evading the Ninja. And Cox, belly back suplex. Cox is getting bridged. 1, 2, and 3. Steve Cox with a great athletic move. And Cox stays clean here on television with a spotless one-loss record. Steve Cox with the victory. And we'll have more exciting action after this from the UWF.
Houston Wrestling returns to the Sam Houston Coliseum on Friday, April 3rd with a huge blockbusting card. The final event will be for the UWF heavyweight title and belt as the champion. One-man gang must face the challenge of Steve Dr. Death Williams with Steve.
Michael Hayes. And I told you a long time ago, just like your American friends, you got a big fat yellow streak right down your back.
That's it.
So listen and listen good. You and that half-wit Terry Gordy and that no-good Buddy Roberts. People, this is war. And when you step on Devastation's toes, you better be prepared to pay the consequences. Because the General and the Godfather leads the greatest in that Devastation. Freebirds, I'm a little sick and tired of Michael Hayes and his big stupid mouth saying he's this, he's that. Well, let me tell you something, Hayes. Your record better go over, boy, because your wrestling days are finished. You and Terry Gordy and you and Buddy Roberts, you're finished, and you got a so-called lady running up and down that apron. Well, let me tell you right now, don't get out of line, Sunshine, because I'll slap your face. I'm not like the rest of these Americans. The women in my country, they respect men. Now, one thing about this title match, right now, I got the one-man gang, 500 pounds, and Steve Cox. Steve Cox, you got no business in the corner. Dr. Death. Let me tell you something. I'm getting sick and tired of people telling me I'm not the real champion. It was given to me every day I step into this ring. I'm the champion when I walk out. And Dr. Death, Steve Williams, right here in Houston, Texas, you're going to be another stepping stone for the Universal Heavyweight Champion. That's right. And Steve Cox, you got no business in the corner, boy. Your career is in jeopardy. Your career is in jeopardy, boy, because I'm not going to be responsible for what happens to you, along with that stinking sooner, Dr. Death.
That's Friday, April 3rd, Sam Houston Coliseum. 2 title matches, a grudge battle, a tag team sensational showdown, 4 more matches, including a 4-girl cat fight of the century, as Dark Journey, Sunshine, Missy, Hyatt, and Nickla, all 4 step in the ring dressed as they are and battle out to see who it truly is the lady of wrestling.
This is a moment of personal privilege, since tonight this show is more or less dedicated to our 39 years on the air. But Lieutenant Tommy Klobosky, who used to be a boxer and belongs to the Cauliflower Alley Club in California, as I do, made a meeting out there this past couple of weeks that I missed. And Tommy, you've come up here with some goodies.
Paul, it was wonderful being out there. I'm sorry you didn't make it. Everybody asked about you, sends their love. I just talked to Tiger Conway. I didn't know he was out there. But as one member of the Cauliflower Alley Club to another, it was an honor for me to receive this for you, and it's a big honor to now pass it to you.
Thank you. Cauliflower ear, I'm no stranger to them. The plaque is much to be desired, Tommy. I thank you for bringing it home safely.
I did. And Paul, this is from the Harris County Sheriff's Department. It is from the Association for your work with the blind, with the children, and helping us. Take it with honor.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And my best to the sheriff and to all the boys.
And everybody says hello.
Thank you. And now we're going to get back to wrestling action.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Pensacola, Florida, at 229 pounds, Mike Boyette. Also introducing at 260 pounds, the Red Shadow.
The Red Shadow and Mike Boyette will provide the competition for high-flying Chavo, Guerrero, and the missing link. And there is a little side note to this scene, and we'll let you see that as it develops here in just a few moments. We want to remind you once again, Chavo looking forward to being back in Southern California this Wednesday night in San Bernardino, this Friday night in Los Angeles at the Olympic Auditorium this Friday night. Tickets on sale at all. Tickets are on outlets in the Los Angeles area. Great seats are still available. Friday night, 8 o'clock, Olympic Auditorium in L.A. Also coming to Irvine. Saturday night, the 28th. Houston on the 3rd of April. Chicago on the 8th of April. Minneapolis the 10th of April. And the Superdome in New Orleans on Saturday, April the 11th. And in the Omni in Atlanta. Finally, Sunday, April 12th. The missing link making the world tour. And there was our surprise, Dark Journey. Taking another few days off as a result of an injury that she sustained with Sunshine in Albuquerque. She will be back in action soon. The doctor's just about ready to release her. She should be back any day.
From Fountain Valley, California, at 225 pounds, Chavo Guerrero. And from parts unknown at 265 pounds, the missing link. Also in their corner, the lovely Nickla. This match, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit.
That young lady certainly no stranger to the wrestling fans here in the Universal Wrestling Federation or many other wrestling federations as far as that's concerned. Nickla, good friend of Dark Journey, standing in for DJ as we hear and see the bell sounding here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Dark Journey back in action just a few days. Is convalescing very well. Nice move by Chavo Guerrero, one of the most exciting athletes in this sport of professional wrestling, and his partner one of the most unorthodox, if not the most unorthodox man in pro wrestling. Chavo reversing Mike Boyette. Chavo inside, got inside Boyette, and a slam. Guerrero, former high school wrestling coach in El Paso, Texas, now proudly makes his home in Fountain Valley, California. I want to thank the folks who are watching us this fine Saturday morning on KCOP, the great independent channel 13. Great drop kick by Chavo Guerrero and the Red Shadow, a masked man we know nothing about. But we do know that he is being punished at this point in time. Now, nice reversal. He's a big, powerful man. Chavo with a headbutt. Chavo Guerrero with a headbutt, and down goes the Red Shadow. Mike Boyette coming into the ring very unceremoniously, but now it's Boyette and the Red Shadow. They were double teaming, but no longer. The missing link headbutting Mike Boyette into oblivion, and Guerrero up on the top. Chavo Guerrero. And he didn't. Chavo Guerrero did not hit that maneuver. There goes Boyette into the post. The Red Shadow moved away from Chavo Guerrero. And that high-risk maneuver by Chavo did not find a home. You don't see that very often. There's a flying body press. Guerrero's got his leg. Can he hold him? Yes, he can. Chavo Guerrero with a victory. And that shows what kind of man he is. Man, he took a fall there, and he still come back for the victory. Chavo Guerrero in the link victorious.
Houston Wrestling. General Skandor Akbar from Minnesota at 280 pounds, Wild Bill Irwin. Also introducing at 265 pounds, the Viking. Thereby
member of the Arsenal, the Viking, making his UWF debut. 265-pounder to the Wild Bill Irwin, starting out against Jeff Rates here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. And Akbar likes it done quick and dirty. And it's Irwin taking over on Rates. Irwin with the elbow. Wild Bill Irwin, one of the most physical men in pro wrestling today. There's a tag. Here comes the Viking. Our first look at this big man. Viking hammering away at Jeff Rates. Rates fighting back. The young Dallas, Texas native fighting back, but the Viking just too big and strong. Viking with a knee, solid knee, right to the solar plexus. Now the Viking hammering away. There's the tag. Here comes Wild Bill Irwin. Irwin right across the back of Jeff Rates. Into the ropes they go. Rates with a kick. That'll let him make the tag. In comes Bobby Perez. Perez now full of fight. Perez with the right hands, backing Bill Irwin into the ropes. High elevation. Irwin upstairs. Perez now with a side headlock. Irwin, belly back suplex, falling away with Bobby Perez. And that could easily be the turning point in this contest as Perez landed right on his head. Irwin with that kick right to the face. That's a devastating maneuver. 1, 2, and 3. Wild Bill Irwin and the Viking winners here on the UWF. And we'll be back with more after this from the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Friday, April 3rd, right here in the Coliseum, when Houston Wrestling returns, there will be an explosive, a savage grudge tag battle as the fabulous Freebirds with Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Buddy Jack Roberts up against Devastation Incorporated when they face Angel of Death and Wild Bill Irwin. Here's Michael Hayes of the fabulous Freebirds.
You know something, Peter? There comes a time in every person's life when they meet a crossroad. There comes a time in every person's life when you gotta find out just exactly what you really feel. Exactly what the dealer is dealing you in the cards. And P.S. and his brothers ain't no fools, and neither Sunshine. We've known for a long time that Skandor Akbar was very jealous. The fact that he couldn't go around and brag about that he had the best six-man tag team in the world, in the universe today. And that aided his camel breath gut. But you know what, Akbar? What really ate at you is that your one-man subdivision who goes around there proclaiming himself as the Universal Heavyweight Champion never could beat Terry Bam Bam Gordy for that belt. He was handed it the belt like a gift from above. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, it's time for a return to sender. Because Bam Bam has cut his Japan trip short because of this. Because of this, and I ain't asking nobody to feel sorry for me. Because somebody asked me one day, they said, when's the first time you heard the blues? And I told them it was the day I was born. So I ain't out here to cry no blues. But I'm out here to give you a message, Jack. When you come to take PS out, you better pack your lunch, because it's an all-day job. And you didn't pack no lunch, and you didn't take me out like you should have. And when Irwin and Angel meet Bam Bam, because he's going to be back at Buddy, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to be. I'm going to let you worry about that.
Hey, 1 second. Hey, Akbar's been known to pay people up. We took the Angel of Death with our love. Akbar paid him money. And hey, I'll tell you what, Angel of Death, you made one big mistake for taking money and not love, because the Freebirds are going to show you what love really is. We hate and love you, and you're gonna pay for it.
And you ain't gonna have no love in that cat fight, are you?
Cat fight, there's gonna be hair flying and cheers falling, and none of it, P.S., is gonna be mine, because the lioness is going in with the pussycat.
You get ready, Bam Bam's back, Devastation, and the rest of you broads get ready to get your butt kicked.
The bell sounds and we welcome you back to the Sam Houston Coliseum, and the match gets underway in ring number 2 as Wild Bill Irwin tears into Mike Boyette. You're going to watch a different kind of match because this is actually 2 matches in one, possibly 2 matches in one. It's a $15,000 challenge match. Wild Bill Irwin has to beat Mike Boyette, the man he's working over right now, and then beat Reitz, a wrestler outside the ring, and he's got to beat them both within 15 minutes or sacrifice the $15,000 of General Skandor Akbar's money. This is a match that General Skandor Akbar is using to display the awesome skills of Wild Bill Irwin, and he knows how to use those big boots of his. My name is Peter Burkholz, along with promoter Paul Bosch, and he's not only got to beat Mike Boyette, but he's got to come back and defeat Reitz as well within a 15-minute time limit.
You can catch an awful surprise that way. You can defeat one man because you've got the excess enthusiasm for facing him. But somewhere in between the winning of one man, if it's possible, and going after the other, you lose all of your spark. And that's what the Irwin faces. He's a tough customer, don't forget it. Those boots he wears are hard to handle, and Irwin himself is the kind of a guy who can possibly handle 2 men, but I don't know if he can do it tonight.
We'll find out as he's battling now Mike Boyette, and remember he's got to defeat both men in separate matches within the 15-minute time limit. Wild Bill Irwin, one of the big guns of Devastation Incorporated, as he he nearly kicked Boyette's head up into the top row of the balcony here in the Coliseum, and that's going to be off of Boyette. He finished off Boyette with that boot of his and nearly kicked his head all the way up to the balcony here in the Coliseum.
I thought his head was going to come off that time. I don't think there's any intermission between these 2 matches. Jeff Reitz is in the ring, and he is ready to go. Boyette is up, but Boyette is not all there. Part of him was knocked far away from that ring.
What a kick by Wild Bill Irwin. Now he's got Jeff Reitz, and now the time continues as it roughly 13 minutes to do where Jeff Reitz. Now Wild Bill Irwin, we were talking about being one of the big guns in Devastation Incorporated under the guidance of General Skandor Akbar, and Devastation Incorporated right now is finding themselves in an explosive feud with the fabulous Freebirds. You've already seen some things that have taken place, but you can bet that Wild Bill Irwin is one of the big guns that there's the General is counting on and being able to destroy the fabulous Freebirds. Coming down, but I tell you, Reitz is finding a lot of determination. He knows he could be just moments away from $15,000.
That's not a bad place to be, but those moments can get suspenseful, and right now they're getting punishing, and Reitz is feeling that this man who loves a rugged, wild, wide-open style of wrestling is tough to handle. He got that shoulder up, made a quick move, and I think Irwin's wondering just why this guy won't quit. He won't quit because I don't think he knows the meaning of the word. He might have him here. He hasn't got him there, and again, those fans let loose with their roar of approval. Jeff Reitz is going to make a lot of friends, whether he wins this match or not. And here he's ready.
Oh, the way he crutchled and slammed Wild Bill Irwin. He came up on that turnbuckle, blocked the momentum, came right back, and he's taking the fight right to Wild Bill Irwin. And drop kick now as he has come back from on the receiving end of punishment. Oh, and he came so close.
Oh.
What an eruption that would have been, this crowd, to see him beat Wild Bill Irwin and win the $15,000.
Oh,
that's an equalizer, and that's our way to win matches. Wild Bill Irwin's up on top as we've got 2.
He didn't get the 3 count. He got a 2 count, and that was all.
Well, there you have it.
You hear the silent moan of disappointment from the fans.
Wild Bill Irwin, the winner of the match. He defeated 2 men within a 15-minute time limit. We must give credit where credit's due. He did prove that he is tough enough and good enough to do it, but we also give some credit to Jeff Reitz. He took the battle right to him. But General Skandor Akbar now, as he's giving Wild Bill Irwin his just rewards and showing the crowd that the money stays with the General. We'll be back in just one moment.
couple of people that have a lot to do with bringing wrestling to your television set here in Houston. First of all, I'd like to introduce Hoyt Andre. He's the Assistant General Manager of KHTV Channel 39 Gold. Hold your hand up, Hoyt. Also, I'd like to introduce Mr. Ed Trimble. He's the Vice President and General Manager of KHTV Channel 39 Gold, and I believe you both have a presentation to make.
We do. Thank you. Well, Paul, it's a pleasure to be with you tonight at the Coliseum. It's also, we are very proud to be associated with the #1 wrestling event in Texas, Houston Wrestling. This is the longest running program on 39 Gold. And to commemorate your 39 years in broadcasting and our 20 years of broadcasting Houston wrestling, we would like to present you this plaque, and with our appreciation, wait, if you could do this. It has been my pleasure since I joined 39 Gold to tell Paul that we had a renewed commitment to Houston wrestling. And I want to tell you right now that we are looking forward to the next 20 years of Houston wrestling on 39 Gold with Paul Bosch. Paul, thank you.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's a rare treat for people who run a television station to come out and find that there are actually people in the world. They only look at them from numbers that tell them how many are watching. But you watch, don't you? You watch, don't you? Thank you. You're the ones that I thank, because this magnificent plaque has been given to me, and I hope that 39 years from today, well, let's make it 29. I better cut it a little short. I'd like to be doing the same thing. Thank you very, very, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of promoter Paul Bosch in Houston Wrestling, gives me great pleasure to present this beautiful trophy to the winner, Chavo Guerrero, in a check for $39,000.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the support. And I wish I could invite everybody for a beer, but I don't think I got enough money. Thank you.
Congratulations. Nice round of applause for Chavo.
Where Chavo Guerrero has not yet recovered from the savage attack by Gary Young that has cost him a severely pained head. But this is only part of it. Chavo Guerrero, I know how you feel, and I know you're sitting there and you're smarting from the smack with that chair, but you're also a little tender about the loss of that check. But don't worry, I can replace that check, and the trophy, we'll promise you that you're going to get that.
You know, Paul, we all have feelings, man. Gary Young, why, man? Why? Why did you do it?